Good morning. How you doing this fine Saturday day? Wasn't it gorgeous in the UK? For all of you in the UK, we had our summer yesterday, didn't we? How flipping awesome. And an awesome game of polo on a pony that I've never ridden before. I was late for it and I just got on and I just went. And it was just so much fun. Here's the thing about whenever you wait for something. There's something that happens in between time where you get literally scared and then you back off and you don't do it. I just love it whenever I have got no time to think and I just literally run forward and just go in there and actually get it done. It was just so much fun. So listen, what I'm going to share with you today is some stuff that I'm listening to from, actually, would you believe, Michael Beckwith? It's not Bob Proctor, it's Michael Beckwith. So everything that I'm going to say here is for some things that I have listened to, and every time I listen to other people, I'm able to then relate it right the way back to one of Bob's lessons. Bob says things so simply, but I love to go behind the scenes and really understand more and more. And there's some great people out there. I don't know if you've listened to them: Michael Beckwith, Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton. Then there's the people who aren't even in this world anymore. That what they have said from the ages. This is not new thought. This is what's been told to us the whole way down the line, but we've just ignored it because well, we think we're just matter, don't we? So here's one of example where he said, so my post is today about um, stop selling yourself short. And what he did was give an example of where he was having a conversation with a couple of people, and this girl says, "Oh, I want to be, a nurse technician or a nurse assistant," and Michael Beckwith says, "Well, why don't you just be a nurse?" But she hadn't given herself permission to really dream large enough to actually be a registered nurse. So here's my example, yeah. So my example of that was whenever I was 19 and I'd gone for, because my mum said that, well, you're obviously not academic, Sheena, so you may as well be a secretary. And the last thing I would know about being a secretary is you needed to have a brain and be academic to be a secretary. You've got to learn things, yeah. So anyway, I was a secretary, passed my medical secretary's diploma, and I decided, oh, I'll go and join the RAF. I'll be an admin person for there. So I went along and I did an IQ test, and it came out as something amazing. I didn't even understand what that meant, but apparently I was able to go for officer training straight away. And I thought they'd got the wrong person. I thought, oh, there's been a mistake. What are they talking about? What is officer anyway? That's not me. I didn't even go back. I was that afraid that they would find out that they'd got the wrong person that I didn't even go back about being a secretary. Would you believe it? So that just makes me laugh. What else have you literally, well, you don't see yourself as that. So then the next time, something else I did later on, I was starting my degree. Simply, I didn't actually know I was starting my degree. As far as I was concerned, I was starting a certificate because I would never have thought that I was capable of a degree. So I was just doing a certificate, and I handed in my first assignment and she'd put a D on it. And I went, oh my goodness, I thought I'd done really well on that. And she goes, Sheena, that's a distinction. And I went, what? Yeah, I've got a distinction. So guess what I did? The next one, I failed it to the next assignment because I thought, well, that's not right. There's no way that I'm that good enough. And so I failed my next assignment until I brought myself back up and I realized that I'd found my level. Guess what I found my level at, that I thought that it was okay for Sheena to be at? Mediocre. Yeah? I was only ever aiming to pass. I remember when I ran my first marathon and my first cross country thing, all I said to myself was, just don't be last. Just don't be freaking last. I don't want to be last. Like, what the hell? How many times did I sell myself short? And here's another one, was whenever I was, well, how I literally picked up that up. Whenever I went to work for a pharmaceutical firm, you had to get over 90% or you didn't have a job. So guess what? I got over 90%. Isn't it amazing that if you just aim for something, you're going to get it? But if you aim for lower, you're going to get that. What are we holding ourselves back from? We're holding ourselves back from our greatness, and we seem to be really scared of that. Like in any idea of your life, whether it's health, physical body, mental body, your finances, whatever it is that you're seeking to accomplish in the world, I want you to hear something. The unknown is your friend outside of your present paradigm. Now, we all know about paradigms, and paradigms are simply a way of how you think. You're just programmed into thinking. And we use the word like paradigm, but it's just how you're thinking, it's how you're programmed, how you see life. You live in that paradigm, and we literally think around that paradigm. And if it's anything that's outside that paradigm, that's the unknown. But here's the thing, the unknown is your friend. Think that to yourself right now. Think it right now. The unknown is my friend. The unknown is my friend. I am living, and these are the words of Michael Beckwith, I live in a sea of infinite potential and infinite possibility. Like, stop deciding what you've got now is what you've got in the future. Stop connecting the dots going forward. Yeah, because if you connect the dots going forward, you'll only ever have what you'll ever had. Yeah, because that's where you connect the dots, is going backwards, not going forward. Yeah. So here's the thing, think about what you want. What you want, not what you need, not what you think you should have, not what somebody else thinks you should do. When have you ever asked yourself, what do I want? So here's the thing, when you go to a restaurant, do you look at the price before you look at the meal? Maybe you wanted the cheapest thing in the menu, but you'll never know because you looked at the price and you thought, oh, well, I can only afford this. Stop doing that. Stop. Just look and go, what do I want? Start asking yourself that question for everything. Not what can I afford? Yeah? What do you want? But don't ask how you're going to do it, because you'll just get in your way. The ego sabotages by putting in a how to before the what. Let me say that again. The ego sabotages by putting a how to before the what. If you know the what, the how will follow. I'll say it again. If you know the what, the how will follow. Don't try to get the how before you have the what, yeah, of the possibility. Look at different areas of your life and see what you're asking. Well, how do I do this? Before you've even walked into the realm of the possibility. Look at in your life where you may be a little bit stuck and ask yourself, is it possible? What's possible? Imagine asking yourself that question. What's possible? Not what's probable. It probably wasn't probable for the Wright brothers to fly in the sky. It wasn't probable to have phones. It wasn't probable to have light. But they asked, what is possible? What's possible in your life right now? Can you live in that today? In the book, oh, this is brilliant. In the book, in the Alice in Wonderland, Lewis Carroll writes via the Queen that we used to think about 6 impossible things before breakfast. Can you do that? Can you consider 6 impossible things before breakfast? What about 1 impossible thing before breakfast? Yeah? And you know what impossible is? I'm possible. Yeah? So you know that. I'm possible. Yeah? Isn't it in Star Wars where he said, well, isn't that impossible? And he said, I never ask myself if it's possible until after I've done it. Yeah? So, what is possible? Think of 6 impossible things before breakfast. Think of 1 impossible thing before breakfast. Yeah? Something that the present status quo says it's impossible, business as usual, things are always going to be the way they are. You can literally, you can think of it, can't you? And what does it do to you whenever if you keep saying, I can't do this and I can't do that, but what if you just sat there and went, well, what if I could? Like Peter Pan. God, we're getting through all the stories today, aren't we? Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, they're all telling us a story. You live in a sea of infinite possibility, but you've got to participate. You've got to exercise your mind. You've got to stretch your awareness, realize that literally you can do something different. You start to think outside of your present paradigms about what's possible. Inspiration happens. The mind of your infinite potential starts to inspire you, and you're moved into right action. Yeah, it's quite amazing, isn't it? I'm just thinking I can feel it now. What is possible? Something literally happens inside. Yeah, something literally happens inside you that you could do something different. What is that today? You see, the thing is if you start to embrace the possibility of your own magnificence, is that the right word? Yeah. The possibility of your brilliance and the possibility of excellence, the possibility of greater prosperity, the possibility of greater joy, greater happiness, the possibility of greater health, the possibility. Imagine, and again, this is what Michael Beckwith says. He says, imagine going from good God, it's morning, to good morning, God, good morning, possibility. Yeah, just feel into that now. Just slowly open your eyes and be reminded that you are limitless, that there's really good within you, that there's greater power within you than any obstacle you're going to face in this world. All throughout the course of today, believe something different is possible. Can you do that for yourself, please? Can you? I wonder. I wonder what you can think of. What 6 impossible things can you think of today? Can you put them in the box here? Just, I don't know. Does it not even just inspire you to go, oh my goodness, what can I do? Yeah? Oh my goodness, what can I do? Stop practicing doubt. Stop practicing disbelief. And it's not practice makes perfect. It's the practice of perfection that makes perfect. And you are perfection itself. It's just you've put on a lot of little stories on top of yourself. Watch whenever your life grows and glows from glory to a greater, greater glory and greater joy. I know the examples that I've had of me where I've stepped outside and you feel the fear, yeah? And when you feel the fear, that's growth. Don't be scared of the fear. Fear is growth. Fear is potential. But because you've never experienced what you're going to experience in the unknown, you suck right back in. But step forward. Fear and anxiety are just the same as excitement. Change your perception of it. Think of it as excitement and step forward. Crash through the wall. Freedom's on the other side. What 6 impossible things can you think of today? Go on, share them. I don't know, I haven't even thought of. I'm going to sit down now and literally think of it. Listen, have an absolutely awesome, 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 awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.